In this Peace Evolution, I decided to share with you the three stages in my life that I feel has been very impactful to me. The first ID is a copy of the ID that I was released from prison on February 2nd of last year, 2023. And this ID is obvious, is at the time was a badge of honor to me because by this time I had 27 years and 2 months of incarceration in New York State. And so this ID was given to me as the ID that I was going to be released from prison with. And although it has my mugshot in my prison uniform, at the time this ID became sort of a beacon. It became the end of a nightmare. Because prior to this, to me receiving this ID, I have went before the parole board, and the parole board decided to release me. But I still had to wait about 120 days before I was released from state custody. And so when I was called to the ID room and given this ID, is when I said to myself, wow, I'm going home. This nightmare is coming to an end. And I can't really express how I felt other than, as you may imagine, I was overly joyed. The second ID, I traveled to Bar campus to take it. And, I'm a student of Bar Prison Initiative, where while incarcerated, I was able to accumulate 124 credits towards my bachelor's degree in social studies. When I was released from prison, all I had to do was finish my senior thesis so that I could graduate in June of 2024 with my bachelor's degree. But this ID is just as important to me as the previous one because I come from a family that most of the people in my family from my mother's side have been in the justice system. It has been to prison in one way or the other. And so to be my mother's child, I believe that I am the only male of my siblings that have been to college. I'm not fully aware if any of my sisters have been to college. And so this ID is also important to me because the education that I gather while sitting in a college classroom in prison helped me connect so many dots about my past, about the decisions that my mother made that affected me greatly. But it gave me perspective. It gave me a sense of it gave me a sense of hope that I now have possession of an education that is healing. I've often argue and advocate for the arts in carceral settings because I believe they are healing and they work for me. But the education that I've gotten through Bar Prison Initiative it was very healing. I learned how to critically think and analyze and articulate thoughts that I just didn't have an idea about. And so this is why this idea is very important to me, or at least what this idea resemble in my life, right? What it reflects. And the third ID, it's a Yale University ID. It never crossed my mind that a child who's abandoned at the age of 5, who at the age of 7 was selling drugs, who at the age of 12 was told that in order to eliminate anyone who threatens your family, you shoot them in the head, and 8 years later actually commit that act that sent me away for almost 30 years. It never occurred to me that 6 to 7 months after being released from New York State Prison with 27 years and 2 months, that I would be accepted into the Yale Prison Education Initiative under a fellowship titled College to Career. This is unheard of. It was unheard of to me. It was unheard of to my family. It was unheard of to my parole officer, who couldn't believe it. He didn't believe that I was accepted into this fellowship. And even when Zelda wrote him a letter explaining what the fellowship was about, he thought I was making it up. And this idea speaks of it speaks of hope. It speaks of what could happen when a community of people come together and decide to give someone like me an opportunity to walk Yale campus, to audit classes, to be in conversation with the staff here at Yale, who, by the way, have been extremely thoughtful, caring, helpful in every way that they could to me. I finished my senior thesis here while I was doing this fellowship because the librarian, Emily, just helped me out with any questions I had. And not only her, but the staff at YPI has helped me transition. Remember, I just came home from doing 27 years and 2 months into a world that technology has been surpassed me, right? I mean, I'm talking about Motorola cell phones when I was outside in 1995. So this ID speaks of that. It speaks of the opportunities that could be given to somebody like me. And the reason why this art show is possible today is because I'm in this fellowship. And because I'm in this fellowship, I've been able to meet and network with people that has come together to help me put together this art exhibition. And so therefore, I felt it was very important to put these IDs in a frame and introduce it to you guys as a sign of appreciation, but also as a sign of what could be done when a community of people come together and provide people with opportunity, especially people who want them and want to make the best out of them. And so I hope that you guys enjoyed this art exhibition and I'm able to bring some clarity to this piece called Evolution. Thank you.